Thank you for deciding to watch this video. If you find the information in this video helpful and would like to show your appreciation while helping others with their dog's out command, please share the video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions about this topic, don't hesitate to contact me. I'll be happy to try to answer them. So, our objective with the out command has two parts. We have our behavioral objective. We want the out to be fast, low maintenance, and for the dog to have a high level of motivation to re-engage with the toy once the command is given. And our emotional objective. We want the dog to feel like the out is just a pause in the game. No one wins or loses. It's not about possession. In the game of tug, the out can also be a smooth transition between play and work. Problems and disadvantages of other standard approaches. Using food to teach the out command. The dog must have a higher level of motivation for food than for the game. And what this means is that we must use it when the dog isn't fully hooked on the game, or implementing food deprivation, which has obvious ethical issues. More dangerously, you risk rewarding the dog for playing tug, which can reduce or destroy its own intrinsic motivation to play the game. I'd recommend looking into Punished by Rewards by Alfie Kohn. It explains in detail how extrinsic rewards can undermine behaviors that are already intrinsically motivating, or behaviors that we want to eventually become intrinsically motivating. We want the game to be rewarding in and of itself. There is no need for external reinforcement. Exchanging toys or using food doesn't teach consequences for not outing. The dog never learns reliability in all situations. The dead toy approach, or better called the I'm more stubborn than you approach, teaches the dog that you're superior, you the handler, and that the out means the dog loses first before potentially getting the opportunity to play again, even without physical aversives being used. It's unpleasant in the dog's mind, and certainly far more unpleasant than what I'm about to show you today. The choke-off method, and this uses negative reinforcement, sometimes combined with positive reinforcement like food or toy exchange. The problem with this is that it goes against our emotional objective. The dog feels you're trying to win by physically forcing it off. It takes longer to reach avoidance learning, and the dog has no real choice because it simply can't breathe. Now let's get to how I teach the out command. This is the core method. So I make the toy go dead. I stop all engagement with the toy. I release any pressure, tension on the tug toy. I don't add tension when giving the out. That would feel like I'm trying to take the toy away. We want the dog to learn that the out command is just a pause in the game. I give the out command. I insert a temporal gap between the out command and the punishment signal. I start with 2 seconds between out and the punishment signal. So out command is given, out, 1, 2, no. No being the punishment signal. I reduce that to 1 second once the dog reliably outs on with the 2 second temporal gap. And then eventually what we're aiming for is an immediate response to the out command. Then we'd give the punishment signal. As I said, I use no. Then we drop the toy immediately. We show it's not about you gaining possession of the toy. Then we apply the physical aversive. In the case study we're going to be showing you today, we're using pops on the training collar. That means there is a small temporal gap between each tug on the training collar. This gives the dog the opportunity to avoid the next pop on the training collar rather than being forced physically to out like in the choke-off method. As soon as the dog outs, we praise the dog. The instant the dog outs. We give the tug signal to restart the game. Sometimes we drop the toy on the ground for the dog to grab. Sometimes we pick it up. And this teaches re-engagement. This isn't tied to you always holding it, and it clearly shows that this is a restart of the game rather than necessarily a restart of the game with you, the handler, at an obvious advantage, i.e. you already having possession of the toy. Tools for teaching the out command. So the lead, we want it to be lightweight, no knots or handles, and baby dog clips if possible. I mean, not baby dog clips, but like the dog clips that are used for leads to put on puppies or chihuahuas, right? So the smaller and the lighter, the better. Training collar. So any collar works. Choke chains work, slip leads, flat collars work. But I prefer to use the prong collar. In my mind, it's the most ethical and precise training collar we can use. No harnesses for obvious reasons. A brake stick can also be useful for problem solving or in cases in which you have already used aversive stimuli to a reasonably firm level and the dog is still not outing. In which case you can use the brake stick as a somewhat non-aggressive alternative to otherwise increasing the intensity of the aversive stimuli that you are utilizing. On each repetition of the out command, you would want to apply the aversive first, and then the brake stick is used afterwards if needed. So it's a better choice typically than the choke off. For aggressive responses to the out command, obviously add safety precautions, and these are not going to be covered in this video. So key training details again. Temporal gap progression, 2 seconds. Once the dog can reliably do that, then we go to 1 second. And then once the dog can do that, then we go to immediate. And we want it to be as fast as possible because we want a smooth play to work transition. Apply aversives calmly. No fighting. Use pop, gap, pop. Not constant pressure. So the dog anticipates and avoids the next pop faster. This will ultimately make the teaching process of the out command, the teaching process of going from the escape learning portion to the avoidance learning much faster, and it means that the whole teaching process of you teaching the out command will be faster if you're using a training collar and you're using pops rather than a constant choking pressure. In the case study video you're about to see, you will see me using both negative reinforcement and punishment. You're going to see negative reinforcement in terms of an escapable aversive stimulus being used, i.e., I stop popping on the training collar as soon as the dog lets go of the toy. punishment is different in that the aversive stimulus must be inescapable. I.e., when I say no, when the dog doesn't out, that's my punishment signal. And then at that point, I make the dog let go of the toy. And then once the dog has let go of the toy, I apply the consequence phase of my punishment procedure for not outing when commanded. The consequence of punishment is predetermined in terms of the level of intensity I choose to use and the length of time in which I use it. However, once I choose to use punishment, each time the dog does not out when commanded, the consequence increases, either in terms of intensity or duration of the aversive stimulus. It's important to note that we can only punish non-compliance of a command, of the out command, once the dog already understands the out command entirely. I use the same signal in the video for both the onset of aversive stimuli in the form of negative reinforcement or punishment for simplicity. But you'll see all of this in the video, and in this video, I don't intend to delve too deeply into the intricate details of the functional application of operant conditioning procedures. I certainly don't want to overload your brain. So, emotional goal recap. The out is just a pause in the game. No one's winning, no one's losing. It is not about gaining possession of the toy. This makes the out command resilient for life, with or without tools. Once taught in this manner, there will be no need to constantly reteach the command. So the case study we're going to show today is of a Malinois, and we're going to show this in the next segment of this video. And this dog understands the out command, but he chooses to headbang and he shakes the toy to show control. Then he releases it on his terms. He sees the out command as a way to trick him into losing the game. Over the 3 sessions, we shifted his mindset to believing that the out is just a pause in the game, that consequences exist for delay, but that no big fight is going to occur, just calm enforcement of consequences for breaking the rules. That's the method. Apply it calmly, progressively, and your dog's out will be reliable and fast.
Tuck. Wow. Wow. There we go. I'll zip this back up. Lash. No. Lash. Good, super boy. Tuck. There he is. Good one. Lash. No. 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 Wait. Tuck. Good. Super. Lash. No. Hey, shush. Tuck. Good. Super boy. Lash. No. Ja, super. Good. Ready? Tuck. Wow. There. Super boy. Lash. No. No. Good, super boy. Tuck. Lash. Oh, super. Tuck. There we go, super boy. Lash. No. No. Ready. Tuck. Lash. Lash. Oh, good. Tuck. There he is. Lash. No. 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 Ready. Oh. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Yeah. Lash. No. Shh. Hey. Ready? Tuck. Oh, there's he. Lash. Tuck. There he. There we go. Oh. Lash. No. No. Good, super. Ready? Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Wow, super boy. There. Lash. Oh, super. Ready? Tuck. Wow. Lash. No. Shh. There he. Oh. Tuck. Lash. Super. Ready? Tuck. Oh. Lash. No. Yeah, good. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Lash. No. No. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Wow. Lash. Super. Tuck. Wow, super. Lash. No. Yeah. Tuck. Lash. Good. Tuck. Lash. No. Lash. Good, super boy. Tuck. Lash. No. Tuck. Oh, super boy. Super. Lash. No. Tuck. Lash. No. Ready. Tuck. Lash. Oh, super. Tuck. Oh. Lash. No. No. Ready. Tuck. Lash. No. Tuck. Lash. Super. Tuck. Lash. Good, super boy. Tuck. There he is. Lash. No. Good. Tuck. Lash. Good. Tuck. There. Lash. No. 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 Oh. Tuck. Lash. No. Hey. 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 Come on. Tuck. Lash. No. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. There. Lash. No. Good. Super. Tuck. Lash. Good. Tuck. There we go. And we lash. No. 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 Hey, come on. No. No. Oh. Tuck. Lash. Good. Tuck. Lash. Super. Tuck. Super. Super boy. Super. Come on. Let's go. Lash. Super. Tuck. Tuck. Super. Lash. No. Tuck. Lash. Good. There he is. Lash. Super. Tuck. Lash. No. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. There he is. Lash. Good. Tuck. Super boy. There he is. Good one. Lash. No. Tuck. Wow. There he is. Lash. Good, super. Tuck. Ja, super boy. There we go. Lash. Super. Tuck. That's there he is. Pussy. Oh no. Lash. There. Tuck. Lash. All right. Tuck. We're done. Super boy. That'll do. Are you ready? Are you ready? Wow. Hey, hey, hey. Ready? Duck. Lash? No. Duck. Lash? No. Hey, come on. Tug. Lash. Good. Tug. Yes. Good one. Lash. No. No. Hey. Ready? Tug. Lash. No. No. Hey. Come on, come on. No. 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 Ready? Tuck. Lash. No. No. Ready? Tuck. Lash. No. Oh, super. Tuck. Lash. No. Tuck. Lash. No. No. Tuck. Lash. No. No. Tuck. Lash. Good, super. Super. Tuck. Good one. Lash. Good, super. Tuck. Lash. Good, super boy. Ready? Tuck. Lash. No. 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 Ready? Tuck. Lash. No. 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 Tuck. Lash. Super. Super boy. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Lash. Super. Tuck. Lash. Super. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Lash. Super. Super. Tuck. There we go. Tuck. Lash. Super. Tuck. Wow. That's a strong one. Lash. Tuck. Lash. All right, so now we know that that's doing quite well, the letting go. Now we're going to just speed it up. Speed it up. Tuck. Lash. No. Lash. Oh, sorry. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Lash. Good. Super. Super. No. No. Tuck. Lash. Good. At it. No. Tuck. Good. There he is. Ah. Lash. No. Tuck. Wow. Lash. No. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Wow. Super boy. Hey. Come on. Whoosh. Lash. Tuck. Lash. Tuck. Super boy. Lash. Tuck. Lash. No. Lash. Tuck. Yeah. Lash. Tuck. Yeah. There he is. Lash. You go.